Hey everybody. So obviously this is a little different than the content that we have produced so far on the channel. I am currently on location for some other shoots that we're doing down in Texas. And I wanted this month to be a little bit different because most of the stuff up to this point has been primarily interviews with other people that have either they're doing something that is really cool and unique in the kingdom of God, or they have experienced God in some way that's very unique. And that's kind of our bread and butter on this channel. That's kind of like our go-to of just having a conversation with somebody that is walking with God in a unique way to show the diversity that God is bringing to the table. And a lot of that, the reason that that is our bread and butter, the reason that that is something that we go to so quickly is because this channel is really dedicated to the unity of people, the unity of the people of God. And so I decided that I wanted to talk a little bit about why that's so important to me, and why as we progress into some new topics that are coming up. Some of you guys might have already seen the teasers for the mental health series that we're going to be doing upcoming this summer. There's another video that's a little bit longer about unity and what it actually is and what it actually looks like within the church. That's coming a little bit later. That's one of the videos that we're actually working on here. And I'm with my family right now, and so they're kind of helping me out do some of that. But kind of backtracking a little bit, why this concept of unity really is the focus on this channel is because growing up for me, I had the luxury of going to a lot of different churches, and what I kind of discovered was that my friends that were going to church A and my friends that were going to church B, they may never have any sort of conversation with each other. And that confused me. I was like, well, aren't we all believers? Like, I mean, you might believe this over here and you might believe that over there, but it was never something that really struck me as, well, you believe something totally different, so obviously you shouldn't be on the same team. You guys aren't playing the same game. It's different. So when I grew up a little bit more and I started understanding more of the politics behind the church, it really frustrated me. And it frustrated me to the point where I was willing to kind of write off the church experience, not as saying I was going to not be Christian, but I kind of looked at it and said, well, this is dumb. You know, why would church A say that they're something and church B say that they're something? Why wouldn't we just say we're the church? Because that's all that we are. It really doesn't matter our differences. And, you know, God had a little bit of work to do in me there, because honestly, our differences is a very big part of why the church is such a unique force for good. It's because we are unique that we can resemble a unique God. But that's coming later. That's part of that unity shoot that's coming. So I don't want to ruin that and take all the good parts out of that already. But the reason that this channel really started, and again, we're going to have a bigger piece later down the road really explaining the story of everything that happened to make this a reality. But for now, what I wanted to bring up and talk about really fast was that the content we're trying to produce is not just to show stories of people doing things with God or experiencing God or pushing others to see God for who He is. But really, part of the reason that we want this to be so focused on individual testimony and individual experience is because those experiences just are really hard to deny. It doesn't really matter what denomination you come from, what background you come from. It really doesn't matter if you are inside the faith or outside the faith. Like, somebody's testimony is really hard to just look at and say, yeah, that's not true. It's like, what do you mean that's not true? That's what I'm going through. That's my story. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. So that's why we're so focused on stories, and we're so focused on the unity that is within those stories. It's not just, oh, hey, there are cool testimonies here, but it's also, there's a cool God here, right? There's a good and perfect God that is inside of all of these stories, regardless of the background, regardless of the history that you have within the church or don't have within the church. You get to see the same God. And that's something that we're going to continue as we move forward. And as I've been kind of asking some people about their opinions of the channel, about their opinions of the work that we're doing, some of the things that people have recommended have said, hey, we really want to see the heart behind this. We don't need another place that we can just go access more Christian stuff. We need a place that will really show heart and soul behind it and care. And so that's why I wanted this month to be a little bit different. I wanted it to be more of a personal conversation back and forth. And this is very much a no edit shot. Like I'm here sitting in the backyard talking to a camera, and that's it. I purposefully made sure I didn't have time to like clean and nitpick and make it perfect, because it's not supposed to be. It's just supposed to be a candid conversation about what we're doing and what we're looking forward to. So some of these pieces that are upcoming, what they're really designed is not necessarily a straight up testimony with one individual, but more so a conversation, something that we can bring to the table and say, okay, we're all from different backgrounds. We're all from different unique perspectives. And here's something that I want to talk about. And it's designed as, maybe you don't have the means to have that conversation on your own. Well, let's have these videos kind of guide that towards a conversation that you can have with other people. Or maybe you do have that conversation. Maybe you're, with this mental health video set that's coming out, you're just like, man, I'm already an advocate for that. I'm already pushing for good practices. And this is something that you can hand to someone else who, maybe has not seen that conversation. They don't know what you're talking about, or they're not as passionate as you are about it. But this is something that can help open those doors so that it's another voice to just join the table, invite others to the conversation and say, hey, this is something that we as the church should be addressing. This is something that we want to tackle together, and not just from one perspective or not just from one background, but as a whole. How can we pair together and work as the family of God? How can we work together in unity under Christ? So that's really the direction that we're trying to go. And there will definitely still be testimonies. There are definitely still a lot of really cool videos upcoming. So a big thank you to all of you guys. We actually hit 1,000 views not too long ago. So we're going to be doing a couple celebratory things like that. But if you would just do me a favor, share the channel. Maybe there's one story that really stuck out to you and you're like, man, this was really good. Go share that with somebody. It doesn't have to be on your page or anything. Just send it to one person, because that's really how we're growing right now. It's personal people engaging on that personal level. And some of these people have stories that are on our channel now and have said, oh my gosh, my friend just called me up and said that they saw my story and they had no idea. And now they're having a conversation about who God is to them and what that looks like. And so you guys sharing something is actually already impacting other people for the kingdom of God. And that's amazing. I think that's incredible. So if you would, go share videos, go share the channel, keep up with us on the social media platforms. So we've got a Facebook, we've got an Instagram that we hit up every once in a while. So yeah, just thank you so much for what you guys have already done to make the channel a success. I know we're posting only one a month right now, but as we're growing and as we're finding more time, as we're finding more resources and funding for this project, we're pushing really hard to do a video every single week. So as we're trying to go towards that goal, please, again, go share and like those different pages. It really means the world to me that you guys are already making this happen. Anyways, thank you guys so much for everything that you've been doing. Thank you for all of the sharing and the likes and the views that you guys have been putting into this channel already. And I'm looking forward to what's to come. So stick around. Thanks.